Hello, my name is Jim Shields. I'm a charter member of the Water Boys for Jesus. I am a believer in Christ Jesus, and I am the house manager of the Prodigal Son's house. This is how I got my name at the boot camp. I got out of jail about 3.5 years ago. And while in jail, my father had died. And I had said to myself I wasn't going to start drinking no more. Well, as soon as I got released, I started drinking. Shortly after, I had stopped drinking and I went into a rehab. And from a rehab, I went into a halfway house for 6 months. Then after the halfway house, I had got a one-bedroom apartment. Well, I'm working doing construction work. I hurt myself on my job. I couldn't go up and down ladders no more because I busted both my knees up. About that time, a friend of mine's son knocked on my door, and he was strung out on heroin, jobless. His family was done with him, and he didn't have nowhere to stay, basically homeless. And he asked me if I could help him. He moved into the house, and I only had a one-bedroom apartment, so I had to buy an air mattress, and I put him on the floor. And right around that time, I went to my first boot camp. So I get down to this boot camp. About halfway through the weekend, the session comes up about your name. You know, God tells us, you know, besides our Christian name, we all have a God-given name. And it really, that really hit me. I really wanted to know what my name was. So right after this session was over with, I went out onto the deck of this building we're having this thing in, and all by myself in my little spot, my quiet spot, I got down on my busted up knees and I started praying. Well, as soon as I started praying, I got goosebumps, and I heard the letter P. So I got up, and naturally, I love the prodigal son story because that's who I think I am, is the prodigal son. And I love that story, and I got up and said, yes, I'm the prodigal son. Unfortunately, that's not what I heard. What I heard was the letter P. So I got right back down on my knees and started praying again. The same thing happened. I got goosebumps. And the word came to me, prospector, the name prospector. So I got up, a little confused. Paul Falls, my mentor, has been for 10 years. I text him right away, and I asked him, you know, what does prospector mean? I got my name, and it says prospector. And he said, digging for riches. And I said, no, it's not that. It's digging for lost souls. We got done to boot camp. Came back to the house, and I was doing this stuff with this young man. In 6 months, he gets hearing aids because he's hearing impaired. He got a government check, disability check because of his hearing impairment. He found a job working around that where it paid him a little bit of cash. Signed up for college. He got his own place. The first time he's had his own place, and he was 28 years old. This set me on fire, man. Well, 2 days before he moved into his place, this other young man pops up. Same way. He was homeless, hopeless, strung out on heroin, family done with him, nobody knew what to do with him, and he asked me if I could help. So my break was about for 4 hours. And I more or less leased the house from him and started a recovery house. So National Recovery House is named Prodigal Sons. What it is, it's a faith-based house. The guy gave me 3 months to get the house up and running, paying bills. Well, the first month it paid its bills. So I knew it was something from God. After about 6 months after it's full, I started praying in church for space. I didn't know where, I didn't know what, but all I knew was that I was getting a lot of phone calls and I needed more space because I was turning a lot of people away. 3 weeks ago, we acquired another house. So I went from having 14 spaces to help guys. Now I have 26. In the secular world, when a man gets out of rehab, it's usually 2 out of 100 make it to their first year clean. And I'm running right around 21%. Adding God has changed the percentage dramatically. And it blows me away because this all stemmed from me getting my name. My best work is done riding the sluice box, picking guys up out of the mud, up out of the gravel, dusting them off, and then turning them over to a mentor. Any suggestions? I would have to suggest pray, pray, pray as soon as you go through that session. And that's what happened to me.